bad. Okay, so here's the problem. A couple days ago, my debit card got lost, and I think I might have left it somewhere, and someone might have took it. I canceled it, and I applied for a new one, and so they're like gonna ship me a new one. You know, I got that all figured out and everything. It's just like, holy fuck, I lost my debit card, and I have no cash, and like, I didn't want to bother any. I only know a couple of people, and I didn't want to bother anyone, and it feels like it'd be out of the way to bother someone. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe I could just walk into Walgreens and like show the people who work at Walgreens my doctor's paper thing that says that I should get this fiber stuff, and be like, hey, really unfortunate situation. I guess that my debit card is gone, so I have no money, but like maybe I could get this now, and then like somehow work out a solution so I could like get this thing that I need to stop being in pain or whatever. And so I go to Walgreens, right? And I go to the pharmacy. And I show them the thing, and I explain the situation, and the guy's like, no. And then I was like, can't you just like put it on? Because I come to that Walgreens like every month for the hormone refill. So I was like, couldn't you just like somehow put the money on the monthly, like, I don't know, just like give me some sort of like IOU thing or whatever. I just needed like a couple days or something, right, to just pay it back. I just like want to get this fucking thing that my doctor tells me to get. Can I just get this? And they're like, well, let me see. And there's like a whole bunch of fucking like tinkering at the computer, and like finally they're just like, no, this is an over-the-counter thing, and there's no prescription for this, and you have to pay for this, and we can't help you. And I was like, I was really pissed off. And so I go to the aisle where that shit is, and I found it, and I grabbed it, and I walked to the front. And so instead of the pharmacy, I go to the front of Walgreens where you're supposed to pay for stuff. And I talk to the cashier, and I explain the situation. And the cashier person seems kind of nice, and they're like, oh yeah, you should talk to the manager. And so they call the manager, and so I go talk to the manager. So I explain the situation to the manager. And the manager's like, oh, you could maybe get like a temporary like debit replacement thing that you might be able to, is the blah. And then I was like, well, it's over the counter thing. I don't think that's gonna work out. I don't even have my phone on me. I just like want to find a solution so I can get this thing that I fucking need. And yeah, so like the manager person is like, oh, that wouldn't even work anyway because it's over the counter. So like there's no way you can get this. And I was like, so yeah, my bank is not local, no. So it's just like, so I'm like, I was getting kind of flustered. I was like, I need this shit. I need this. And so I was like, well, I need this. This is a really silly situation. I just happen to not have my debit card right now, but I'm gonna have it soon. And it's just like, I need this. Like, can I get this? Like, I have money in the bank. I just don't have a way to pay for it in this moment. And I was getting kind of like upset, and they're like, no. And then I was like, well, could you pay for it and I'll pay you back? And he's like, no. And I was like staring him right in the fucking eyes. I was like staring him right in the fucking eyes. And he's like trying to explain shit to me. And I'm like, oh, why can't you pay for it? And like fucking, he's just like, no, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why not? Like, why can't you pay for it? What? I was like getting pissed. I was like, I can't get this. Like, oh, you need my fucking $13, like, right fucking now. Like, you need my $13 right fucking now instead of my health. Like, this is about my health. And it's like, no. And I was like, why can't you pay? Can you pay for this? Like, what? Do you need the fucking $13? Do you need the fucking $13? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'll come back and pay you back. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, no. And I was like, I was getting really frustrated. And then I was like, what if I just take this and walk out the fucking store with it? What if I just walk out the store with it? And then he's like, well, we'd call the cops then. And I was like, and I was like considering it. I was considering just walking out of the store, in one hand, holding the paper that says I need to buy this thing, and then the other hand holding the thing, and getting the cops called on me. I was considering it, but I put the fucking thing down, and I was just like shaking my head, and I walked away, and I walked out of the fucking Walgreens without it. And I was so pissed off. I was so angry. And I was like, can't wait till these fucking Walmart capitalist nightmare assholes lose their fucking job to automation. I can't fucking wait for that day. And I was furious, and it felt like total like nightmare, dystopia, capitalistic death. And I was like, fuck. And I get back, and like, I'm so shook by that. I was so fucking shook by that interaction. I was just like, oh my god. So I called my dad, and I had a conversation. I just vented. And vented. And then finally I calmed down, kind of, but I was still like shook by that interaction. I was like shook. And then I found out, oh, my debit card's getting here today, actually. So I went through all that shit for nothing. But yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. So no big deal, I guess. But I wasn't gonna walk back to that fucking Walgreens after starting shit with the fucking manager. I wasn't gonna walk back in. So I was just like, oh my